Okay, well, I've got the unboxing out of the way, so I might as well take this opportunity to, just having some conversation with you and answer some questions perhaps about the Fydetab Duo. My name is Alpha, the support guy for Fydetab. You probably know who I am. So, first of all, thank you for your interest in the Fydetab Duo. It's eventually here, sitting in front of me. Now, this time it's different. This is not the one that I previously shown. That's the engineering sample. That's the PVT model. This, however, came from the production factory. This is the retail unit, the real deal with all of the packaging and stuff that you have just saw. So, why are we taking this much of time? That's a $1 million question. It's awkward. I always wanted to talk about this, for the past 2 years, but I felt, I don't really have anything to show you. Just to give you an explanation after excuses after excuses. That sounds pretty bad. So I waited, and today is probably a better opportunity to tell you what happened for the past 2 years, in the team and the making of the Fydetab Duo. So we always had this idea to put together a piece of hardware because we are a operating system company. I mean, back in the days, I think there was 2015, me and 2 other colleagues in a company I used to work for, came together in one afternoon in a pub near River Thames, and we had a conversation about, putting together a laptop, an accessible laptop with a revolutionary operating system that is different from Windows, that is fast, simple, and secure. That was always the dream of the company, of the motto of Fyde Innovations. Back then we were called Flint Innovations, but anyway, this is always the dream, to put together a piece of hardware. So here it comes. There's something happened in 2020 that basically changed everything that we know about this world. You know what it is? A black swan, a virus. But it is what it is. Strangely, the coronavirus actually gave us, as a company, as a Fydetab, as a product, some kind of a positive push, because all of a sudden, every school, every company now facing the need to work remotely, and then they all want something that can help them do it, like almost immediately, without any overhead or fuzz. And Chrome OS, alongside with Fydetab, obviously, is the ideal choice. So, suddenly that we realized our business was booming in late 2020 and the beginning of 2021. So we were lucky, to be recognized by our investment partners. So investment-wise, that we had a really smooth ride in 2021. So that was when that I decided that it was finally the time that we were able to kind of commence our long overdue hardware project. Like not going off to a shelf and to a white label company and buy something and put our logo on that. Not like that. We wanted to start from scratch. We wanted to begin everything from the design file. And here is the Fydetab Duo version 1 in late 2021. That was all pretty good, but in 2022, it was a strange year, because there's a keyword that I could remember. It was Omicron. That was a variant of the coronavirus, which it was different than all of the previous ones because it spread out so fast. Then we had to adjust how we go about, preventing ourselves, because face masks and social distancing wasn't just enough. And that basically changed everything in how we go about working. So yeah, it was a strange year. It was a strange year because all of a sudden that I realized I wasn't able to travel because the factory is in a different city. I was primarily based in Beijing. So that put a big kind of a showstopper, because once I was not allowed to travel and certain things I wasn't able to do, also our main business was heavily affected as well. So basically in 2022, many things had to change, and unfortunately that we were kind of like working on our most cash hunger, most technically challenged project, like since day one, since the formation of the company, in a most challenging year. So that was such a good pick, but you can't foresee the future, can you? And that was what happened. And yeah, so unfortunately many things had to be paused or halted, and that was what happened with the Fydetab Duo project in the late 2022. I remember I was sending out a tweet at the end of the year during the Christmas season that I was saying anyone that was managed to pull through 2022 must be a hero. And I did mean obviously myself, the team, and all of you, because that was quite a hard year. Then came 2023, COVID out of the way. Everyone was hoping that the economy could just pick up its speed and just, everything should be back to where it was in 2019, but it's just too naive, right? It doesn't work like that. Although that we want to pick up things that we left off in late 2022, but we just realized that we had so many other problems to deal with, and then they were all like burning. We had to downsize the team, and we had to let people go because of the cash flow problems. Many of our paying customers, they have cash flow problems as well, so that we had to adjust, that we had to adapt. And the most part of 2023, I was in a war mode. Every day was a challenge. I was losing sleep. I'm wearing a hat because not many hairs left, so it was a really tough year. And I remember that I was obliged by the Indiegogo platform to send out a monthly update to the backers, to you, and that was by far the most challenging period of time in every given month, because there's not much to update. And I had to give you some consolation, and then before I do that, I had to consolate myself. I had to kind of pump up all of the confidence that this is doable. I made a promise, I need to keep it, and that's what I tell myself every night. So yeah, that was most part of the 2023, that was my memory. But luckily things worked out, and we were able to kind of pick up our pace, although not as fast as earlier, but we were able to resume the project in late 2023. But unfortunately, given the long gap in between, our manufacturing partner, our ODM company, they had a different team to deal with us, because the previous team were like, they are, in a different part of the world now. Somebody has left and somebody has changed the role and stuff like that. So basically to us, the experience was like to remake everything from scratch again. I mean, there's good and bad in that, obviously. The bad obviously is, it's just taking longer and longer, and the project management was in hellish mode. But the good thing is, because in the 2022 earlier version of the PVT, the engineering sample version, we have realized that many small glitches, small problems, and we were given a chance, one more chance to fix them into the hardware before mass manufacturing, and that's exactly what we did. And we also kind of upped the specification a little bit as well, because it was spec'd in late 2021. It wasn't really up to date, but we had one chance to actually put more juice inside this piece of tech, and that's what we did as well. So yeah, that's 2023. When this video was recorded, it's in late May, beginning of June, so half of the 2024 is gone, but we were able to eventually come into mass production, and that's why I'm sitting here with the box, with the production retail unit, having a conversation with you about this. So that's roughly the timeline of the making of the Fydetab Duo. It's not ideal. There's millions of setbacks, And as I kind of like losing words, but it was hard, man. It was just hard. That's all I can think about vocabulary wise, but you know what I mean, do you? A promise is a promise. We managed to put together whatever resources that we have. You know, we're a small team. We're not like Google. We're not like other big names out there, but this is what we have. So I'm not sure about you, but to me, to the entire team, we were so proud that we are here where we are as of today, because we managed to keep the promise. This is something. Right, so why are we still making it? Why are we still making it? That's a good question, because remember that we are a open source operating system company, right? So that means, you know, say if we are not an open source operating system company, we're another software company that our software runs on a platform, Windows, macOS, Linux, iOS, Android, stuff like that. We could be platform agnostic like everyone else's do. And we have operating system to worry about, and operating system is a piece of software. So we don't have to worry about hardware like at all. So we just need to make sure that our product runs on, you know, certain different operating systems, and that's it. We can ship products and everyone's happy. However, you know, we are an operating system company. That means below us, there's nothing other than hardware. So it's like our homework. It's inevitable that we need to understand how these things work. And now the best thing that I can think about to do this homework, to understand how hardware works, is to make one. And that's so obvious, right? And like I said earlier, it was always the dream. So once that we had the financial ability, that we had enough user base, we have enough of you, the community is active enough, we realized, you know, it was about time. So yeah, it was always something that we wanted to do. It was always in the roadmap. It was since day one. We had a financial hardship. We had a, you know, like everyone else, we had a difficult year. We had a challenge period of time during the pandemic. But it was a promise to you all. A promise needs to be kept. At this point, it goes without saying that I'd like to say thank you for each and every one of you who put real money in backing the project earlier in the days, especially for those ones that managed to stay with us, given all of the setbacks, given, you know, the unforeseeable future, the uncertainty, the fear that we may not be able to deliver, and managed to stay to today. Thank you so much. This is possible because of you. Thank you. What's happening next? What's happening next? Now we're sending orders for those people who had an active or existing order, either from Indiegogo earlier backers, thank you very much, or from the pre-order of our Made for FydeOS websites. Now, domestic, mainland China users probably already have their hands on the Fydetab Duo. They probably have seen it in the Discord channel. That's because logistic, it works out much faster. For those who are in the States or in Europe, you will receive your order in the next couple of days, hopefully, because we are actively talking with our courier company to send out, the fastest available door-to-door express service available that we can purchase, because you are paying a premium postage fee, and we want you to, put your hands onto the product quick as possible. So we're doing our best. Hang in there, give us a couple of days, and we're working the details out. Now, we are also consolidating the price for the retail units for the 2024 model of the Fydetab Duo. Once we do, and it will be made available onto Made for FydeOS websites. Now, obviously, the world is not the same as before, right? Everyone knows, given the conflict, the geopolitics, not to mention the inflation. So you will probably see a slight increase in the retail price than our crowdfunding price in Indiegogo or earlier pre-order price in Made for FydeOS websites. But that's the explanation. So that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay, finally, I'd like to talk about what is Fydetab Duo. What's the meaning of it? I mean, to me or to us, we don't think this is a piece of conventional consumer electronics device, right? Say if you want a tablet, 2-in-1 tablet computer, you go onto Amazon, you go onto your favorite e-commerce website, and then you search tablet. You probably won't find anything like this on there, right? And there are much cheaper, quality and configuration-wise, better options out there, and it works out cheaper. So why are we still making it? I mean, given the price point. In my defense, my justification is Fydetab Duo offers you endless possibilities in understanding how things work. I mean, it's the only thing in the market that offers you the ability to flash your OS, to flash your firmware, to understand, everything inside that we are providing all of the documents and material and design files for you to mess around, to hack it. And it's powered by an operating system as written by the company that manufactures and designs this thing. And that's something with a little bit of difference. To me, Fydetab Duo is a piece of intricate, sophisticated hacker toy. And that's Fydetab Duo. So if you are buying Fydetab Duo, what exactly are you getting at? Probably a good story that I just told you. I mean, it's a lot of hard work from a small team, from me, myself personally, from all of these countless amount of people, from our, trusted partners. I'll say thank you to Rockchip in providing such a nice platform. You're also getting a ticket to the community of hundreds and thousands of people exactly like you that have, the energy and then the curiosity to understand how things work behind the screen, inside the PCBs. Yeah, that's everything that I'd like to share with you about the Fydetab Duo. You probably hear me talk about this a little bit more on my channel, or if you follow my Twitter or X, you see a lot more content and a lot more update in the making of it. So yeah, thank you so much once again, and until next one. Ciao.